What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from TEAMSAMURAIX1 here, and today guys I'm coming at you with my 9th place Toronto Regionals and Endymion deck profile for you guys today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Ever since the release of this deck, I've been playtesting this deck non-stop, and it has to be one of my favorite decks right now, and that's why I decided to play this deck at the Toronto Regionals this weekend. And for those of you who are celebrating Easter, today is Sunday, so happy Easter to those of you who are celebrating it. Unfortunately, I came 9th place. I really wanted to get top 8. Once I found out that I came 9th place, it was, it was a bitter spot to be in, because you guys all know that at a regional is top 8 cutoff, right? But nonetheless, guys, it was a really great learning experience for me. This is actually one of my very first times playing pendulums competitively. I've never touched a pendulum deck before. I played pendulums a couple times, but I was never fluent with the deck. But with the release of Endymion, I'm a huge fan of Endymion, so I decided to actually take this deck for a go. I felt like I could have done better at the regional. I could have top 8 if I didn't make, some of the misplays that I did last round of the regional. Let me just go through you guys my matchups real quick. So basically, throughout the entire tournament, I faced 0 mirror match. I was expecting to have mirror matches this weekend, but unfortunately, no one was playing Endymion because they just didn't know how to play the deck. This deck is actually a very difficult deck to play. For those of you who are pendulum players, you guys can definitely attest to that. This deck is not an easy pendulum deck. It's not like a pendulum magician deck. It's a very difficult deck and a very skillful deck to play, and it's actually really important to activate certain cards in the correct order, right? And that's why Endymion is just a very difficult deck to play. I played against 4 Solomon Greats. I only lost to 1. I played against 3 Strikers, and I played against Guru, and also 1 Mech Knight Evil Eye, which is pretty cool. So enough talking, guys. Without further ado, let's get started with the deck profile. Alright guys, start with the monster real quick. You're gonna play, of course, triple Endymion cards, absolutely incredible. Let me summarize his effect. Basically, whenever your opponent activates Spell and Trap card or its effect, bounce back a card you control with spell counters and return it to the hand, and then negate the activation, destroy it, and also place the amount of counters that you had on that card bounce your hand onto this card. Once this card has counters, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and also it cannot be destroyed by card effects. And if this card were to get destroyed by battle, you basically get to search a Spell Power Mastery directly from your deck to your hand. This skill effect is just absolutely broken. You can remove 6 spell counters from your side of the field, special summon this card to your side of the field, and destroy X amount of cards up to the cards that you control that can hold spell counters on your side of the field, and then this card gains counters for each card destroyed. So if you have 2 Jackals on the field and you special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone, you get to destroy 3 cards on the field. Your opponent cannot Warning its skill effect or Solemn Strike its skill effect. Your opponent can only Ogre this, MST this, Twin Twister it, whatever. And once you resolve this card's effect, it summons on the field and also destroys a card immediately, just like how Foxy's has its effect to destroy a face-up spell card. It's an all-in-one effect, so whenever it comes out, your opponent can't be like, okay, activate effect veiler, negate its effect. You can't do that. Once it comes out, it destroys cards on the field automatically. You want to go second with this deck whenever you're facing Strikers. Triple Servant of Endymion, definitely one of the best starter cards in your entire deck. Remove 3 spell counters from this card, special summon a monster that can hold counters with 1,000 or more attack directly from your deck. Best card in your deck, 100%, aside from Endymion. Of course, True Magister of Endymion. This card is so good because it makes you play, more efficiently without having to rely on your Pendulum Summon. You can remove 3 spell counters from this card, which is its Pendulum skill effect, special summon a monster from your extra deck that can hold spell counters, and its monster effect is really, really crucial. I feel like I use its monster effect more than I actually use its skill effect. His monster effect means that you can only special summon 1 Magisters of Endymion once per turn. When this card declares an attack, you place 1 spell counter on it. Once per opponent's turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from your field, special 1 monster from your deck that you can place a spell counter on it. So immediately during your opponent's turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from Citadel to special summon like an Endymion directly from your deck, or special summon a Jackal directly from your deck, which is really good. So essentially, like my board, I'll have this with 2-3 negates, and then on my opponent's turn, I'll just bring on another negate with Magister to make it like a 4th negate, which is really, really good. So Magister and Endymion, really powerful. Triple Mythical Beast Master Cerberus, definitely necessary to play in the deck. Card is the best starter card in your deck, and it's also a turbo card, which actually helps you turbo into Electromite. Triple Mythical Beast Jackal King. Jackal is one of the best monsters in the deck because it's a monster negate. You can activate its effect multiple times in one turn if you have multiple copies of Jackal on the field. It's not a hard once per turn, so if you have 3 Jackals on the field, you can use all 3 effects in the same turn, which is really crazy, and it gains 2 counters for each spell card activated, so you're always going to have counter on Jackal. The best Mythical Beast monster. I felt like I should have played this card as a 2 of or maybe a 3 of, but Mythical Beast Garuda card's insane. This is how I won all my Solomon Great matchups. Usually I'll have Jackal King and Master Cerberus in my hand. You know, like these two are just stuck in my hand for a reason. But that's not bad because in this deck, if you draw multiple Mythical Beast monsters, it's a scale 4, right? And all your scales are high scales anyways. So you can always scale the Jackal and also Master Cerberus depending on summon out your cards, right? Which is not that bad actually. So these cards aren't brick. So usually when I have these two cards in my hand, I'll usually activate Master Cerberus, search Garuda. And Garuda's effect is that in scale, if you control no other scale, you basically get to destroy this card to destroy a spawn trap card your opponent controls, which is really good. So it can easily out Dick whenever you want and things like that. Which is actually pretty annoying to deal with. It can also just, you know, it's just a 1-for-1 spot removal for cards like Roar, which is really good. And at the same time, the really important thing about Mystical Beast Garuda right now is that when your opponent normal summons or special summons a monsters, okay? Normal summon or special summon a monsters. You can remove 3 spell counter from the field, special summon this card from your hand, and return those monsters to the hand. Okay, so let's say you're playing against a mirror match and your opponent scale, pendulum summon 5. So you remove 3 counters from the field, special summon Garuda, return all those pendulum summon monster back to the hand. Really broken. I'm gonna bump this card up to 2. I decided to cut down Mythical Beast Jackal to 1. It's a free card that gives counters while it's in scale, and at the same time its monster effect lets you bring out like Jackal from your deck before your pendulum summon or before you get access to your Electrum, right? So Mythical Beast Jackal is only a 1-off in my opinion. That's pretty much it for the Mythical Beast engine. Next off for your extenders, triple Chronograph Sorcerer, and also 1 Time Gazer Magician. If you have this in your opening hand, and you have obviously 3 other Pendulum cards, you can just go Cerberus, activate Cerberus, pop itself, search Jackal, right? And on resolution, activate Chronograph, a special Chronograph, activate Chronograph's effect, special Jackal from their hand, activate a scale. So you activate a scale, Jackal gain 2 counters, normal summon a card, then make your Electromite, right? And then last but not least, I play triple Abyss Actor Current Razor. I bumped this card up from 2 to 3 because I felt like I needed more extenders in my entire deck, and it's really important because this card's level 4, which I'll explain to you guys later in my extra deck. So that's pretty much it for the extenders. Now off to my win condition for the entire deck. I know my local area really well, so I adapted my deck to compete against my local area, which is Toronto Regionals, and I have an idea on what the meta was going to be like, and I knew the whole entire meta was just going to be Solomon Grade. So I decided to make a huge meta call, and this engine is definitely needed. Oh my goodness, guys. Shout out to my boy Yassine for helping me build this deck and also telling me to play this engine, bro. Triple Amorphage Sloth. Oh, this card is so bonkers. If you guys do not know what this card's effect is, that neither player can special summon monsters from your extra deck except Amorphage monsters. Like, usually the traditional combo with this deck is you add on 2 Jackals and 2 Endymions and pass, right? So usually my combo would be I end up with Amorphage Sloth, 2 Jackals, and also an Endymion. Like, this is my combo. This is what I usually aim for every single time I'm able to combo off without getting interrupted. So basically right here I have 2 monsters in the gate, a spawn trap card in the gate, and also I have a card that locks your opponent from using the extra deck. So against Solomon Grades, the only out they have to this is normal summon Jaguar, activate Spinny, crash over the Sloth, right? But if you have a spell counter on Jackal, like, this board is unbreakable. Like, they can't even spinny into the Jaguar into running over the Sloth. So Sloth was absolutely necessary to play in the deck in my opinion. It's kind of weird at first when Yassine told me to play this card as a 3-of, because you can always send this card off Electromite, right? But funny enough, you actually want to draw this card. One, this card is a low scale, and majority of your entire deck is all high scales, right? So you can just scale this card at the very worst and then just pendulum summon out your hand. And if you open up with this card, it's even better because you can send a different card with Electrum instead of always sending this card with Electrum, right? So ideally, if I don't have this card in my opening hand, I always send this card off Electromite's effect, which is really crucial. So I just want to lock my opponent from using the extra deck. And against Thunders, card's insane. And a lot of people are going to be like, Sam, but this card is only good going first. This card is good going second as well, because against Solomon Grades, they end up with Sunlight Wolf, Stalio, and like a Jaguar on the field, right? You just scale your pendulums and then pendulum summon out Amorphage Sloth and then just beat down their monster, and then on their turn they can't use the extra deck, right? So this card is great going second as well. This card was like definitely MVP. And the last Amorphage monster playing in the deck is the Amorphage Lechery. Won me 1 game against Sky Strikers. It's obviously the weaker version of Amorphage Sloth, but Lechery, the main reason why he's in here is because its skill effect. While you control an Amorphage monster, neither player can activate spell cards or their effects except for Amorphage cards. What you do is that you set up Sloth, activate Lechery in scale, and then you control Sloth and you control Lechery, right? In the Pendulum scale, Lechery will gain its ability. Since you control Amorphage monster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards or their effects. So basically against Sky Strikers, if you have this set up, you know, in your scales, like Lechery in scale, and also like Amorphage Sloth on your side of the field, it's automatically game over. Like, Sky Strikers can't activate spells. It's like a broken anti-spell fragrance or an Achuri Beast for the deck, which is literally insane. Insane, guys. So shout out to my boy Yassine for telling me to play this. And a lot of you guys, like, in the comments yesterday, when I posted that I came 9th, you guys were like, Sam, why are you showing us a fake list, like, in your deck profiles? Like, why are you doing that? Like, no, I'm not showing you guys a fake list. The list that I previously showcased you guys was the list that I played at locals, and those were my exact same list. And I said you guys before during that list that I'm definitely going to change the deck because I felt like the list wasn't strong enough. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I could have improved the deck even more. Since I decided to go to the regional, I decided to change my deck list to the Amorphage package because I felt like it was a great meta call, right? As you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh! More competitively, you guys will understand that changing certain cards in your main deck and playing, you know, accordingly to the meta is definitely the right thing to do, right? And mind you, the deck just came out, so I'm obviously experimenting different builds and variations that you can play with this deck. So I'm always testing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm always testing different builds and different card choices that you can play in this deck. And for the regional, I decided to play the Amorphage engine, and I felt like this engine won me so many games against Salamangreat Great. So Amorphage Sloth, definitely the best card in your deck. Pick these cards up while you guys can because these cards are going to skyrocket 100,000%. And oh, and the reason why I do not play Amorphage Goliath is because Goliath is a level 8 monster. You can't Pendulum Summon out a level 8 monster deck because the highest scale in this deck is an 8 scale, right? And Amorphage Sloth is a level 6, so you can Pendulum Summon out Amorphage Sloth very easily. So that's why I am playing Amorphage Sloth instead of Goliath. And to round off for our monsters, I play double Black Fang Magician. And the reason why I'm playing Black Fang is because a lot of people are actually playing strikes. Activated my scale, Pendulum Summon out Black Fang and Endymion, and then he striked it. And I'm like, okay, activate Black Fang, special impact Endymion. Like, it's crazy, right? So you use this card to actually, you know, play around Solemn Strike, and at the same time, its skill effect is really broken to help break boards. You can pop this card in the scale half a monster attack and just beat over with Jackal and things like that, which is really good. So Black Fang Magician is just pretty good for the monsters, and that's pretty much for the monsters. Let's go off to the spells, and before I get started with the spells, make sure you guys get your Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl playmat today. I'll leave a link to my website in the description box below. This is the brand new 190,000 subscriber playmat, so if you guys want to help support the channel, make sure you guys get one today in the description box below. Spells very standard, same thing, same exact spells. Triple Mastery, the card is broken, bro. Servant Mastery is game. Double Citadel of Endymion. Shout out to Samuel Charlie. Double Terraforming. So you're technically playing 4 Citadels in the deck. Triple Pot of Desires. I wouldn't play less than 3 Desires in this deck. Desires was insane. There's only one time in the entire tournament that I Desires off Desires. But all the other times, I drew 2 free cards and I won. Last but not least, Upstart Goblin. This card is the last card you want to activate in your hand. Upstart is broken. Borlow Dragon, made him once. Beat Cop, made her once. Daybreaker, really good card. I made this card out with Guska, which is really nice. Witch Magician, Nightmare Phoenix, Zephyr Metatron. I made this 0 times in the tournament, which was odd. 1 Cerberus, 1 Unicorn, 1 Borsor Dragon. The card is actually pretty good. Really great card, OTKs. Electromite, made this every game. Decode Talker, made it 0 times. Baguska, never made it. Azathoth and Narla. This is why I'm playing level 4s in the deck, because of these 2 cards right here. So the theory behind Azathoth and Narla is that Mirror Match, which I phase 0, is that they have the whole board, right? So what you do is that you just go like, you have Black Fang and you have Current Razor, right? So you activate Current Razor's effect, special summon itself to your side of the field, and who the heck is going to negate like Current Razor? No good Pendulum players are going to negate Current Razor. Like, no one's going to do it. So they have 2 negates and 2 jack. So they have 2 responding trap card negates, and they have 2 jackals. And then you have another level 4. No one's on Black Fang. Overlay into Narla. Overlay into Azathoth. And then once you do that, they can't use any of their monster effects. And then you proceed to break their board and OTK them. Shout out to my boy Yassine again. And last but not least, Chimera Tech Force of Dragon. You have to respect Cyber Dragons. Card's really good. Go after the side deck. Side deck was really solid. Triple Phantasme. Going second against Strikers and also Salamangreats. You want to side Phantasmes. It helps you draw into your side deck cards, which is really, really important. So Phantasme is just really, really good. And you always want to go second against Sky Striker, guys. Remember, always go second against Strikers, guys. Okay? Always go second. Double Denko Seka. When I saw her, I won the game. So a double Secret Village. Cards insane. Against Sky Strikers, going first and going second, you side out Citadel and Endymion, and you just replace the Citadel with Secret Village. Secret Village is like instant game against Strikers. They can't beat Secret Village. Double Vanity's Fiend, really, really good. I side this card going first and also going second against Salamangreats. You scale your Pendulum Zone, Pendulum Summon out, should be Summon Vanity's Fiend, it's game. And the card that's always stuck to my hand, the card that won me so many games, Triple Red Reboot. Every game that I went second in games 2 or game 3 against Salamangreats, this card was stuck to my hand, bro. Shoutouts to Red Reboot. I only lost to one Salamangreat player, which was my boy Abdul, but the other 3, like, Red Reboot was stuck to my hand, bro. Card is so good. One of the most unique sided cards, Triple Grado Cobra. This card's insane. Shout out to my boy Yassine, bro. So basically, the theory behind this card is you side this card against Draco. You also side this card against Thunder. When this card is your monster zone is destroyed by battle or trap effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip this card to that target. Okay, while this card is equipped to a monster by its effect, take control of that monster. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. So basically what you do is that against Thunder Dragons, they have their board of Colossus in defense. They have their Goliath, which locks you from the extra deck. They have Archfiend, and they also have Skull Dread and another monster. Like, I don't know what monster they have, but that's usually their general setup. So what you do with Grado Cobra is that you normal summon Grado Cobra, you attack with Cobra into the lowest attack monster. Grado Cobra dies. Cobra effect will activate in the graveyard to target Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So you activate this card to equip itself to Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and then you take control of Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Okay, once you take control of Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, you're still in battle phase, right? You activate Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss's effect to negate Colossus, and you attack over the Colossus. Now your opponent has a Skull Dread and Goliath, and they're locked from using their own extra deck next turn, so they can't kill you. Okay, and then next turn you just proceed to just kill them with the Red Dragon Archfiend, and you also have a negate on your opponent's turn with Red Dragon Archfiend as well, which is really good. That's pretty much for the deck profile, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys smash thumbs up button. That'll be absolutely amazing. Here's my tournament report for the entire event. Overall, I felt like I could have done better and I should have done better. I'm sorry for coming in 9th place. I really wish I could have top 8. You know what I mean? Like I want to be the best, bro. Like, seriously, man. I love playing this game. I have fun playing this game. At the same time, I also want to win within this game, right? And that's why I make deck profiles, and that's why I want to help you guys too, right? I want to help you guys achieve what I've achieved. I want you guys to top regionals. I want you guys to top YCSs. That's why I make decks for you guys to see, right? And yeah, that's pretty much for this video. Shout out to my boy Yassine for helping me make this incredible deck list. And make sure you guys buy your Amorphage package right now before they become like $30 a piece. This is your boy Sam from TEAMSAMURAIX1 signing out. Make sure you guys get your beautiful Dark Magic Girl Playmat today. Alright guys, peace.
I feel like Usain in the cheetah print. Talk fresh game, I don't need a minute. R.I.P. the game, I need a minute. Okay, let's proceed with it. I'm in the house, got the deed with it. These bozos always sneak this and they taking shots. I'm a key with it. Like, no, this league business.